Alright guys, welcome once again to another Cynical series analysis video. This time we are featuring Kantbei and RiceMuncher. Both players are pretty well known by the community. Kantbei has been seen in my channel recently, and RiceMuncher has been seen in Diju's channel, for example, quite a few times, I think. And this is a new global league map, and it's really interesting. It's a tier 3 match, as we can see. Both players pick a different CEO, but let's talk first about the map. This map is really interesting because it's strong side, weak side, but not as well defined as you would think. Yeah, these two properties are closer to this corner than this corner, but they are the same distance to these two cities than these two bases to these two cities. So actually, you could justify going strong on your weak side and not be that much punished by that. Also, the middle is not as important. There is only two properties, which means 4k of income swing to one side or another. But you could going for the middle has always the advantage of, okay, I control the middle and now I go for this side, or now I go for this side. If you go strong for one corner, you have only two options: stay where you are or move to the middle. And if you stay in the middle, you have three options: stay to the middle, go one corner, go another. And yeah, but still, the mid has only two properties and the corners has 5, which 3 of them are quite safe, but 2 of them are super contested. As you can see, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here. So the tank will go here and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here 6, 2. And that's 3 turns. And these bases here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, arrive to this area in less than 3 turns. So it's actually slightly favored for this side, but still really contested properties. Also, I want to mention that this map will be expected from only the point of view of Kantbei, and the reason for that is that we thought that it could be much more interesting. Anyways, let's just straight jump to the match. We will see the cursor thingy of units from Lash, but let's just ignore it. Like, still, we will not know exactly what type of unit is. And also, I didn't mention on the intro that recons on this map at first sight feel redundant, but I was this is not the first time I'm recording this. I'm re-recording because the first time I forgot to do it from the point of view of Kantbei, but I only make it to the turn 8 or something, so don't worry. I know some details about the match, but I don't know a lot. Anyways, Kantbei builds tank day 5. Remember, Kantbei is the first player. I opted to make these things not moving, so the top player will be always the first player. And he decides to go with the tank to the supposed strong side, although he could try to go to the middle first. We'll see. And he wills a recon on his weak side. No, I'm sorry, this is his strong side. I'm sorry. And this is his supposed weak side. Anyways, we don't know what RiceMuncher last is doing, and he starts to cap the com tower. And the thing about this com tower is that, look, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is on the path from infantry of one base, and that means that you can walk over it, start capping, but don't finish it if you see not engagements coming for the next turn, and save one turn for your infantry to go earlier to this area. Because com towers are irrelevant if you don't have to fight during this time. So taking them later will be basically no impact. But also, if you are, for example, Javier, you better go safe than sorry. But still, this com tower is so safe that even as Javier, you could be greedy. Let's see. He prepares to cap this property. He is not rushing at all the middle. Like his Kantbei plan right now seems like he's forbidding the middle properties. Like he is expecting the enemy Lash to cap this and chill and go for his side, or well, the side that she chooses to be her strong side. Because as I said, I feel, and I have discussed this with Kantbei, that a strong side and weak side on this map are not as well defined, and this is a nice thing. Also, Kantbei builds an artillery for apparently his strong side and a recon on his weak side. Because yeah, this thing, recons are apparently redundant on this map, but there is one thing about recons that mountains cannot provide: the same vision range, but you cannot choose where. Basically, for example, on this mountain you won't reveal what is on this mountain. On this mountain you won't reveal what's going inside on this forest. On the other hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, but from this forest you can reveal what's going on inside of this forest. And the same from this tile instead of this tile. You will tell what's going inside of this tile instead of staying within this mountain or the recon here, which is safer. So you could see an argument to put a recon here and try to defend it, or not even defend it, but put an artillery behind this recon, like for example here, and basically allowing the enemy to attack this recon but countering. And you, if you are already here, you will see stuff coming, and if you know what's going inside of this forest, you will have vision. So unless they are aware of this recon here, which they can be with this mountain, I don't know. I see plays for recons. Also, yeah, it feels really awkward, the middle for recons, and recons won't be able to maneuver across the map as freely as other units. But still, you normally recons. See, Kantbei did what I said before. I knew it, that it was gonna happen, so I was commenting on before I forget. And here, it is here. Now this recon won't die from one tank, even with tank and infantry attacks. I think it's not a roll, because this tank will have 20% attack power, because a tank doesn't reach here, and 20% against 30 defense. I will throw the calculation here plus the infantry damage, which is quite high on recons, well, higher than the tanks. And let's see what happens next turn. Seems like artillery fire because of the damage. And reveals the tank. You don't like this, because probably Lash, if Lash is not capping this, she will be capping this next turn, and you don't have anything to contest that. like, look, I mean, Kantbei is gonna gain a lot of properties here, and he already has this one, which is quite contested. But it's hard to lock this property. You have to put an artillery here. And it's not looking super good for him, but it's not looking super bad neither. Okay, he's preparing an anti-air, nice, preemptively, and a mech. So he's planning to, I mean, there is a lot of mountains, so mechs with transport support with mountains, they are quite much more stronger basically. Oh man, oh. Lash is going very aggressive. I mean, and you have to be aggressive with Lash, because Lash is, I mean, she has an alright superpower, but it's so damn expensive for what it actually does. Because outside of an HQ cap cheese, which in this map is very hard to pull off, is not that strong of a power. So, and it's not bad, but look, it costs 7 stars, and the same cost as Drix, but Drix is global damage, and global damage plus range is so much more valuable. Okay, so right now Kantbei is ahead on income, but he will be again tight on income next turn, but he's gaining 2 properties here, and he cannot stop this with the recon infantry. So he has some counterplay, but this tank is dying so hard. Look, 30% firepower, 20%, there is no way, and there is infantry coming. We know an artillery is somewhere because of the attack here, so we might expect artillery here, maybe here. I'm expecting artillery here or here, to be honest, because if the artillery attacked this infantry, I don't expect did it from here. I expect it to do it from these tails, and then if you are here, the best case scenario, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 turns. But this happened on turn 9. The artillery shoots. Turn 10 moves here, and turn 11 moves here. So potentially the artillery could be here or here, and the player used frozen. Let's see. Okay, it's fixed. Don't worry, guys. Okay, starts capping, doesn't attack, because this wasn't probably a very likely roll, or even not a roll at all. So if you don't kill an infantry in a mountain, you would rather get capped, because right now, yeah, what it can do, delay this for 1 turn. Okay, I mean, even if you could kill it, that means if you could kill it, it means it's lower on HP, so it's even less damage that it will deal to you. So I don't know. I think cap was the good option. And right now here we can notice clearly that Lash is going strong on this side, and he has completely control of the middle. He has the vision, RiceMuncher has the vision, and the tanks here. And right now he has not these 2 properties, but he will eventually get them if this continues to happen. And there is nothing coming apart from 1 mech and potentially 1 tank and 1 anti-air from this side. So it doesn't go very well. If I were Kantbei right now, I will try to protect this area and go hard on this. And he put the recon where I set the spot. I didn't know this. I have not watched the last 2 turns for the previous try to replay, but he goes back because this can die to a tank even from the roads, and he has no backup. So maybe it was not for the vision but for the attack. Anyways, kills the infantry in the mountain, sneaks 1 infantry into the forest, which knows, yeah, notice with the recon. So if it wasn't for the recon, this infantry could have sneaked here, but it's alright. It's still on a forest. It needs 3 actions to get killed, 1 to get reveal and 2 to die, because from roads 110 firepower and anti-air doesn't kill this. And even if you try to reveal, a mech is coming to counter it. And this mech is on a mountain, very threatening. Keeps capping, destroys the infantry on the mountain, gets control of the mountain. That's probably an artillery from a forest. That's 30 firepower, and I think 30 extra firepower. It's able to kill an infantry on planes. If it's not a one-shot guaranteed, it's a roll for sure. And yeah, slowly is getting control of this area, gets a copter, which was honestly quite expected. Like, there is nothing you can do on this area apart from a copter attack. But yeah, guys, an artillery and anti-air was prepared. Yeah, okay, whatever, you kill the infantry, but Kantbei has vision to counterattack and has units to counterattack. And he does it from the city to deny that, and to reveal, to deny the high ground, because the only possible tile for Lash to attack this anti-air is from here, which is a very bad position to Lash to be, because right now, yeah, you don't want to be with a tank here. It will get hit from high ground, you get no firepower. You don't want to attack into this, even with a tank. And also it reveals this, so he's doing 2 things at a time, which is killing and getting vision. So now you only need 2 actions instead of 3 to kill this infantry. And he does it with recon and with the infantry, which is expected to be an infantry there, but the tank stays hidden. Like, maybe he spot the tank with an infantry on this mountain, but the tank is so mobile that you cannot track it as easily as other units. So maybe this tank was going here. You don't want to give away intel to, and he goes to the other side with the tank. I mean, if you don't reinforce it, even though this is quite safe, you could start getting threatened, your com tower, or yeah, and you don't want that. So now this is a quite solid position, and it's neat. Okay, gets an engagement there. This engagement here is to deny the 2-hit KO. Well, the 2-hit KO will happen anyways if Flash wants. So maybe it was to to injure as many infantry as possible. So if Lash has no infantry, we'll have no way to cap this. But Lash has so many infantry. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know why Kantbei did that. I'm not saying it was a bad play. I'm just saying I don't know. Starts capping this. Gets rid of the 2 infantry. And right now, let's check the, well, at the end of last turn, which is the second player. Right now, Lash is half a turn ahead, but still, let's see the KDA. Oh my god, whoops, sorry guys. The KDA is 5 units, the copter 4 infantry, and wow, 10 infantry kills for RiceMuncher, 1 recon and 1 tank. So yeah, it's not that Kantbei is not that behind in vehicles, which is the most important metric in kills, in my opinion. But still, being so behind on infantry will go back and bite Kantbei later, because that's a lot of difference. That's 7 kills on KDA, and okay, I'm trying to fix this map. Okay, now I hope it's fixed. It didn't. Okay, never mind. Anyways, let's see what Kantbei does. Gets vision, more vision. So apparently, Kantbei plan with this artillery was to get the contested properties and hold it with indirects. And right now, Kantbei is we wouldn't know this by if we were Kantbei point of view. Actually, let's see what Kantbei does. Okay, more mech boosting. Yeah, he's fortifying his weak side around the HQ or port, which is it's a really position to be in. Like, if you are attacked into this, you are overextending. So if your enemy fortifies on a strong position, you have to be so much ahead to win. Like, yeah, Kantbei is losing on KDA pretty hard, but this is a very strong position to be. And also, Kantbei didn't lose more vehicles than Lash. The only thing that Lash has more is infantries, and infantries won't help as much for a JIT. So you don't want to attack into this. This is so close to these 2 properties, and even to this one. This one can even reinforce. So Kantbei now has a strong position, has not a better position for the income wise, but at the end of the day, Kantbei is Drake, so he wants to stall, and if Kantbei gains a little less of income, that will get equalized by the superpower. So it's not that bad of a position, and keeps setting up this. So right now this is very strong to dislodge. Like, yeah, you have to. This infantry cannot die, because this infantry is super safe here. Sorry. It could need a copter, because this is a citadel. So it could need an infantry to rebel this, and attack from here and attack from here. Basically, if you don't have a copter, you cannot wall break here. You will need 2 hit KOs here and 2 hit KOs here, but from here. And with our copter, and a copter doesn't want to go here, won't happen. And also, no, the anti-air wouldn't reach here, but to be honest, you don't want to put the artillery, the anti-air here, even though it's, as I said, a very safe position. You would prefer a even better position to be. Okay, yes. Oh, so basically, Kantbei. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, the two turns previously to this battleship, Kantbei will one mech, one recon, and one infantry. So he's saving. I didn't notice that. And then he will 3 infantry, no base skips. He cannot afford to base skip. He lost so many infantry that he needs to replenish that. But he wills a battleship. And this battleship, it's so good here because it has extra defense. Here, 25 extra defense, 30 extra from the port, so 55 defense. It blocks this path, as you can see here. You cannot go into this area because of the sea tail and the mountain with the battleship. So you get it's so sick. Makes this so nice. And yeah, you can see the battleship with this infantry instantly and see, okay, I'm going somewhere else. But these battleships here means that you will be able to at least reliably take back this, at least. And even I see an argument to take this back because it covers this city, but an artillery on this area outside of the battleship range can deny the cap here. So even though here an artillery could deny this, but this is harder to hold a position. This position, the artillery from here, it's much more safe because how are you gonna get this artillery kill, the supposed artillery from this area? Is look, there is a mountain next to it, a city next to it. You can wall here, yeah, but this is harder to hold because you can snipe anything that walls this artillery here, as well as if you put it here. Anyways, so RiceMuncher instantly sees the battleship and retreats, at least with the tanks. Gets trapped here on the forest, which is not that bad because how are you gonna attack this tank from this and this? If you attack from here with a tank of yours or a copter, it's gonna die. And if you do it from here, okay, sure, but next turn the enemy will have already vision and it will die to 2 hit KOs. So unless you kill this infantry and then wall it, but you don't have anything to wall it because you don't have infantry around, and a recon here to wall will be enough, and you don't want to wall with this anti-air. So yeah, me talking about tactics. Oh man. Okay, making use of the battleship, and this infantry is covered. Okay, it will get attacked by the artillery, which was in the position I was speculating to be, to hold this property here in the middle. But as I said, it's a much difficult tile to hold, and if you try to interrupt this, you will bleed for that. And Kantbei now is taking advantage of the momentum that the battleship give him. This tank is not covered, but it will be covered by this mech from this tile. So this tank won't be a 2-hit KO without retaliation. But he's dangerously playing on the edge of the battleship. Look, this tank is, yeah, he had to attack this, but you know what I mean, guys. He cannot afford to go farther than that. Okay, and now RiceMuncher is attacking into this area, but even though Kantbei is going strong on this side, RiceMuncher has some artillery one still prepared to attack, but I don't know if he wants to attack back. If he does, he's gonna lose a lot. Look, RiceMuncher knows that Kantbei fortified this area, so now he's destroying this flank. And yeah, maybe the artilleries will get a couple of shots, but if they do, they will die next turn. And if they don't, they are completely useless. And they even cannot outrun tanks. So this is a really bad position to be in. The tank gets 2 hit KO. The recon doesn't quite die, which is nice because this recon will be able to try to run away, and it will be away from infantry fire, and you don't want to waste a turn of a tank to kill that recon. I mean, you could do that, but value wise and strength wise, like, okay, it's a 4 HP recon, never mind. I mean, a 2 HP recon can be killed by an infantry quite reliably, because I don't remember the base damage from an infantry into a recon. I think it's 5, but that means with some firepower you are quite likely to kill a 2 HP recon. Anyways, keeps getting value from that battleship, keeps playing around it. You want to play one tile away from the limits, so anything that attacks you is within its range, so you don't want to stay with a tank here on these tiles, because they will get attacked like this without retaliation. Anyways, this cap also got interrupted, and this cap too, but not without a payment, a cost. And what Kantbei needs right now is trading, and also get the superpower. Oh my god, one hand. Okay, he will get it. He will get it for sure. He is gonna sack an infantry for that. Are you? Are you gonna sack anything? One engagement and you get. Okay. Sacks the recon to get the typhoon. Really nice. So right now, this is a really strong position, because yes, this tank can get easily 2 shot, but the thing is, if you choose to attack this tank and kill this tank, you won't kill this copter, unless you won't kill it, because, well, okay, you can attack it with a copter here, but what you want to do is to attack with an anti-air here. And if you attack with an anti-air here, you won't kill this. Even with a medium tank, you won't kill it, because right now this is a 20% defense tank, and all last units are injured, so it won't die, not even to a bomber. I mean, last bombers are not that powerful. Yes, they are. I mean, they are still bombers, but they don't get the firepower. Anyways, let's see. Pick up the infantry, a lot of kills, recon, and prime tactics. Let's see what Last does. And remember, the firepower that Last gets from the terrain stars is not halved by the current HP. For example, if you are on a HQ with a 5 HP artillery, you are still getting the 80 firepower plus 10 because of the power, 90 plus 10 because of the com tower, 100% firepower, but you are getting half of this defense, which would be 40 plus 10, 50. And that means that you are not as strong, even though you get the same firepower. Interrupts the cap. get even more kills, start capping with an infantry that has 8 HP. Sadly, there is no cities nearby to heal and then get in range to cap it. But here, Kantbei is looking pretty strong, so he will be able to retake at least a couple of properties on this area. And the thing when you are trading sizes is that global damage CEOs as Kindle, as Drake, Olaf have a better time doing that than other CEOs, just because their infantry, I mean, if they are facing another global damage CEO, no, but generally if they are facing a CEO that has no global damage, they will have more healthy infantry, and that means faster caps, basically. And that could be essential, because that's very important. Let's see what Kantbei does. Finally gets this equalizing the income, gets the infantry on the mountain, starts capping with a mech. This mech is protected, but this battleship, what did he shoot? He shoot an infantry with the battleship. Join caps. Wow. 1 damage. 2 damage. Doesn't attack. It could have been terrifying to do that, and it could have been allowed to wall break here. So very good. Normally, if you are walling with your infantry, unless that infantry kills what is hitting, you don't want to attack with your infantry when walling, because the primary function of this infantry here is walling. And yes, you can wall and attack, and you do 2 actions on the same action, and you double the value of that unit. But if you try to attack while walling, you won't be able to do any of them, because you won't do as much damage and you won't do as much walling. So better do 1 good action than 2 bad, basically. Anyways, it seems like Kantbei has to fortify now around this area, and he has really free real estate for now. Maybe he's preparing Lash to do a counter push. We will see. I mean, right now this anti-air is quite vulnerable to any tanks coming from this area, but we don't know, because right now if a tank is coming, it has to come from this base here or stay hidden and then attack. Let's see. Keeps capping, starts capping the other one with a healthy unit. Retreats. He's probably retreating, fortifying here, and planning to push for this. And he doesn't want to go in this area. He doesn't want to overextend. RiceMuncher knows his limits. Stays with the infantry on the mountain, because right now, with this vision that this infantry has, I mean, no, you know the battleship is in range. I say nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say you have nothing to kill this infantry but a vehicle, and normally your vehicles don't want to stay bossy instead of doing moves that will make them better positioned. But you have this battleship to take care of this infantry, so it doesn't matter. Gets the cap. So now Kantbei is super ahead on income, but he's about to lose these properties here. The replayer gets frozen, but I expect it to get fixed within a turn. I hope. Yes, it does. Okay. Gets vision. Good. Advance, because he sees that Last retreated here, so he will be able to wall a little closer to these properties. So maybe if the conditions are okay, he will be able to interrupt them. Front switch with the copter. So right now he's really strong on this area. He's stronger on this area than this area. Like look, 1, 2, 3 tanks. Here there are 4 tanks, 1 copter, only 1 copter here. Yeah, you have the battleship here, but the battleship is not doing any pressure for the corners. It's only to deny the middle and maybe a hypothetical HQ rush, or maybe the com tower, but you don't want to waste a battleship, in my opinion, to save your com tower unless you are Javier, and even that is not worth only for the com tower. Gets true properties, so now what seemed so bad is not that bad. Yeah, if you are capping properties, being behind in income for 1 turn, yeah, it will make you have less income 1 turn, but don't worry. Okay, no moves, and this infantry, you will say, oh, it's an injury. It's 7 SP is still fine to capture because it will still take 3 turns, so it's pretty alright. It will be the faster way to cap this, and this infantry can go to cap this. You block it with a recon here, so now there is no way you can stop this unless you have a copter prepared. But copters, also I didn't mention, but copters into your strong side are harder to get. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't want to do that. 6, 1, 2, 3, or 5 here. Yeah, going copters into your strong side, 2 base side, whatever you wanna call it, it's quite kinda awkward to do. So normally you will expect copters more around this area. Anyways, Kantbei is switching to this area because he will get this. I mean, Last can try to interrupt this, but Kantbei already did the damage. And I mean, I think what Kantbei is expecting is to get these properties before Last is able to arrive to this area and retake it, denying the caps. And he's planning to push here before Last gets these 2 properties, which effectively will make Kantbei quite ahead on income. See, he's now sitting on the city, and he has a lot of army to back up. Okay, they are equal in income again, and this is not happening until 2 turns from now. Last is apparently going for this, because you couldn't do this if you didn't have backup. Like, this was an infantry? A mech. It was a mech. Okay, that's more justified to kill a mech with your anti-air, but still, you want to do it with some backup. If you don't do it with some backup, yeah, well, we can see some tanks sneaking. Okay, so now Kantbei puts the mech on the mountain, gets vision, and sees, okay, he has nothing here. I mean, nothing. He's going strong here. So, theoretically, he has no units, or not as many units on this area. So, I can push into this, and I have to retreat here, because I don't want this to die. And also, okay, he attacks. Let's see what he does. He has a medium tank now. The copter going for that area. I mean, Yeah, he's front switching slightly. So he's planning to go into this area. Okay, there is a medium tank here too. But maybe it's the only thing that he has. Any medium? I mean, a medium tank. If you make the medium tank sit on one of these cities, you are not killing this without your medium tank. I mean, you can kill a medium tank with copters, even if you are Drake and a super power. You can really injure it, but it's not very pretty to do that. So Kantbei is starting to front switch apparently to this area, so he will be in 2 turns to this area if he wants, but he is waiting for Lash to do a move. And he will get this probably, so it's not that bad. Lash gets vision of this, and apparently maybe the plan from Kantbei was to put the, how you call it, the vehicles away from this vision and this vision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he doesn't see as much units as you would think, but still he would have seen 2 tanks. Yeah, he kills everything around this area but the recon and the infantry capping, and places nothing on the range of the battleship. I mean, maybe he has a unit here, but you would have to sack a unit to get vision from that. So he's countering the battleship purchase pretty well, I would say. And you could also theoretically move this battleship here, which could allow to not too many plays, but maybe there is a play. Anyways, Kantbei moves the tank here to get vision to see if anything blocks the copter path, the anti-air path, and then kills the copter, gets the property, starts bringing units to this side. Let's see if he attacks into this area. Apparently he doesn't, but he's probably setting the push, like he's front switching with his with most of his units, but he's leaving the medium tank here to deal with this medium tank. Also, he will probably build an infantry here and another infantry here. Look, the nice boost. An anti-air and a copter, yes, nice. And he has to keep up with the unit count, because right now, I mean, you don't have to look at this to know that Kantbei is behind on the unit count. We have seen that, and we can look at that. Look, he's behind. He has killed 23 against 32, so he's really bad on unit count, and you don't want to wheel as many copters as Drake as you would do. Like, yeah, your copters still can do some things, but it's not a unit that you want to spam as Drake. So being bad on KDA as Drake is not as good as you would think. Yeah, his global damage will counter as much units as the enemy has, but still you don't want to be behind on unit count versus Drake, because you cannot counterbalance that with copter spam, and you can counterbalance that with any other CEO, even with Lash, because Lash copters are fine. They have 20 firepower on powers. Anyways, gets the kill, gets vision on the forest. Yeah, and as you can see, controlling the middle, it's very important because it allows you to front switch very safely. And yeah, it's not like he's super controlling the middle, but having this here is allowing him to front switch much more safer than Lash would do. And right now, I'm expecting Kantbei to be planning to just stay here and not allow these two caps from happening. So he was not planning to attack when Lash tried to cap. He was planning to set up indirects and a wall for the indirects, and don't let her to even try to cap them, because this artillery here from the top is gonna deny this city forever, and this tank here is super safe, covered by an artillery and also covered by anti-air, because the way to counter this medium tank is with a bomber and or a lot of copters, or maybe an artillery to push it back, but you don't want to spam that many artillery on a fog match. I mean, I'm saying that while seeing two artillery, but the thing is, artillery has a bad time trying to switch sides, and as you can see, this map is very hard on switching right now. This match, I said. Anyways, let's start 2 caps, and that would put her ahead on income. So Kantbei has to do something about that. I mean, as I said, you don't mind to be slightly behind on income as Drake, but if Lash is able to cap these two properties, she will be 4k ahead on income, and 4k is not even viable for global damage COs. It's not as bad, but still is not a position you want to be in. Gets vision with the mountain. Okay, he's slowing, arriving to this area, and has to interrupt this cap. So maybe next turn he will be able to hit and interrupt this cap for sure, probably. And this cap could need to be attacked, because even -2, if you get 8 plus 8 plus 6, that's 20, and that would make this property cap. So even with global damage, you need to hit this this infantry on the property once. But right now, Kantbei is playing the two sides game plan. I mean, he's going stronger here, and he's going weak on this area, and he's playing like if he is going weak. Okay, he has a lot of invested on this area, but he is not like going aggressive, because he only has the necessary to hold and play in the same defensive, and he wills a copter, a rocket, which has quite an easy time to being set up on this map, because here, yeah, in 2 turns, 1, 2, 3, like in 2 turns can go in this tile, and this tile is quite useful or maybe this tile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can put it neither on these 2 tiles within 2 turns, and that's good enough. Okay, and Kantbei sacks a mech for vision because he has not much vision, because like he knows that Lash has much more units than him, and he has quite a lot of units. He has 38, but look, he barely sees anything. He sees a lot of infantry here, 2 tanks here, 1 tank here, but where is the whole army? Like, Kantbei is he doesn't know how many units here. Not a spoiler. I'm gonna cut this. I'm not good. Anyways, he doesn't know exactly how many, but he knows he has over 40. So yeah, this does not look like an army that has over 40 units. Let's see if Lash reveals the fangs of the beast. Starts capping, kills the infantry on the mountain, goes away with the tanks, keeps capping. So right now, if I could have to guess, the army of Lash is here. And why is that? Because he retreated with the tanks here, he went with this tank here, he attacked here, which means he has probably backup behind this, and the behind this means here, and he also yeeted here, which has backup here. So I'm expecting the whole army to be around this area, maybe a couple of units here, but the majority of it here. We will see. We will remember this turn, 24 turn of Flash. Gets a couple of pickups, but right now Kantbei cannot interrupt this, so this is pretty nice. 2-hit KO, but this tank is not protected by the battleship, so it will get 2-hit KO back. He starts pushing another time here, and he will have to recap this, but it's fine. He will be behind 2k of income for some turns. Bomber getting the kill on the medium tank. The medium tank had to be there, and the reason why is because he had to wall this artillery, and the only unit that can wall in this precarious of situation somewhat comfortably is a medium tank or a neo tank. But come on, if you have to choose, if I'm a job and a medium tank does already the job, why would you choose even expensive unit, more expensive unit? So yeah, but bomber is the answer to that. And maybe RiceMuncher spotted the medium tank and was expecting to counter it with a bomber. I was expecting to counter this, but I don't think that was he has in mind. So yeah, this bomber, I mean, it didn't pay itself on value, but if you think about it, is okay, 60k for 22, but this also allows this artillery to get exposed, and that means this property lock is now much more weaker, which means that maybe that's another income switch for RiceMuncher, what he has at least on the plan. So sacrificing this bomber for only a medium tank might be worth it on his point of view, because it's not only a medium tank but a property. Anyways, let's see if he's able to wall for this bomber. Join caps. See, so now this property is warranted. But let's see, because I smell a lot of rot. And the superpower from Lash is kinda countered by direct superpower global damage. Because as I said previously, terrain stars scale with HP. You get as much defense 10% as HP you have. 10% 1 HP, 20% 2 HP, etc. Let's see, I wanna see how he deals with these two indirects. So he pops the superpower. You don't want to pop your superpower as Drake, like Olaf could do as possible, as soon as possible, because you get vision loss, and you might need that vision. It doesn't kill the tank. It needs you. Okay, yes. This is perfect. This medium tank only covers 1 anti-air, but that's fine. That was a good turn, because you even, I mean, you are not denying this cap, but you are killing a bomber and a medium tank on a map that has half like 19 income. So that's a pretty big hit on value for Lash. I mean, we shouldn't be able to look at it, but look, it really is. Yeah, also the global damage, etc., but that's really hard. Anyways, let's see what Lash does. Because even though he just got a big hit on value, he is now 4k ahead on income. And if I were Lash, I would just try to retreat, lick my goons, and hold my position. Because 4k income is enough to justify a Stolly game plan, even against global damage. Because it's 4k ahead on income on a map that has not that much of an income. Like, it has 19 per each side. If it had like 25 per each side, 4k advantage is not as much, because it could be like 23 versus 27, and that's not as scary as 17 against 21, because that means that Lash can spam copters every turn or check up much more easily than Kantbei, and Kantbei cannot take up with 17 without saving up or doing base skips. But Kantbei knows that Slash wanted to retreat here, so he smells blood and goes for the kills. And let's see. Puts the infantry, making use of those UC APCs, gets the kill on the rocket. Oh my god, that's very good. Remember, this battleship doesn't cover this, but this was super worth. Because I think rockets on this map are not OP, but can be better than average. They are easier than normal to set up, and there is a lot of mountains to use to help you to wall them. The terrain is slightly heavier than normal. Look, there is a lot of forest, quite a lot of silos, labs. So yeah, I see rockets being better than average on this map. My god, he's not even able to kill the tank that killed the rocket. That's a sign of weakness. If it was me and I see this tank not dying, I smell weakness. Not weakness. I mean I smell like my opponent is not that strong. And also, uh, the bomber kill and the medium tank down to 3 HP is such a big hit on the match that you can say that okay, you are not winning because Kantbei before that was really sweetened, but you can feel like okay, I'm back on this on this match basically. And copters, Drake copters with one com tower kills enemy copters with 8 HP with the help of a lag roll of an infantry, like boom and boom. I don't know. I can throw the calculus here, but I'm wondering because if it does, you can save this anti-air and not use it for this and use the copter instead. Maybe. Yeah, so right now Kantbei is planning to take this back. I mean, he has to, because remember, he's quite behind on income. He's right now pretty nice on kills. I mean, not KDA, but what he has still is pretty nice. Look, even more kills, nice. So he's going now up on KDA, recovering. And this infantry right here is pretty safe. And his superpower is very close. And last units are already quite damaged. Look, the tank that was at 3 HP already repaired 2 turns, and it will get hit back, so it will stay at 7 HP. Oh my god, look at this rocket. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, who wants to bet? Kantbei is a good player and he will probably do the moves that give vision first, and attacking with an Ingrid is not a move that gives vision, but I have a feeling that he will do, the first thing he will do is attacking with this rocket on this medium tank. Oh yes, I knew it. Okay. He will try to get a kill with the Drake copter. I think it's a roll. No, I don't think it's worth it. Because you will sack your copter for that kill. And if you think about it, next turn, not this turn, but next turn or maybe 2 turns, you will get the -2 damage to enemy armor. And that will mean the medium tank will stay at 2 HP. And Lash will be forced to pay for this medium tank. And that essentially will compensate the somewhat the income disadvantage. So I don't think it's worth to try to go for the kill, even with an infantry, which is not very likely. But I know I don't think it's not even a roll. But what I mean is, okay. What I mean is that maybe it was not worth, because this copter, yeah, I mean, if you attack with an anti-air this copter, this anti-air is dying next turn, but still, I would rather make Lash pay for it. Neo tank. Pew pew. Yeah, Lash is probably going now to the other side. You see, this map has a strong side and weak side. It's so blurry and gray that you have to front switch boom boom all the time on this map, which is quite dynamic, as Kantbei described it when I asked him to give me some thoughts of him for this map. Yeah, I think it's quite dynamic, and that's good. Okay, the copter didn't die. Yeah, also another argument against an anti-air going into this kill is that you are probably, as I said, trying to front switch to this area and sacking one unit into this area that will see no backup, because you don't want to go here if you're planning to front switch here. Yeah, it's like, I mean, anti-air for copter normally is good, but anti-air for the copter, it's not that good of a deal. Anyways, covers the gap with an indirect, gets a lot of kills. Oh man, nasty. Gets 2 caps. So if he is able to finish these caps, he will be 2 income ahead, and he's not that bad in a position here. He will have to retreat, in my opinion, here, because Lash is coming, and Lash has a lot, but is not way out of the game yet. Yeah, so you will have to retreat, but this property here and this property here are locked by the battleship, and then you have to worry about this property here, and that's it. And interrupting this property here is not as bad as you would think, because you are interrupting from a silo. Anyways, so does Kantbei retreats from this area? Yeah, he retreats. He keeps capping. Like, what is this infantry gonna do anyways? Stay here and die? Probably. Anyways, so he forces Lash to go inside, I guess. I mean, maybe at that point put it on the mountain and get vision, maybe. Superpower from Lash, let's see what she does. She got the problem is that in this matchup, Lash and Drake will get their powers kind of on the synchronized, because they cost the same, and that means that they will probably get activated on the turn before or later from the other, and that means bad for Lash, because yes, global damage is not one thing you like. And looks like RiceMuncher was actually planning to go hard on this area. We don't know. Apparently he does. Oh my god, that was a recon into a copter? How much? 2 HP damage. Okay, I saw the copter. Okay. But now it's coming a typhoon, guys. So maybe the reason why Kantbei stayed here is because he was expecting RiceMuncher. I was not expecting it to front switch here, and if you keep capping, you are forcing Lash to interrupt this with a tank, because there was no infantry on range. So maybe that was the reason. And I don't see a justification for this cap here. Maybe it attacked something. No, because he's capping. I don't see a reason for an infantry here, to be honest. Maybe I'm missing something. Anyways, kills the infantry on the mountain, gets vision, and gets the typhoon. You don't want to get the typhoon even if you don't do anything. If you don't attack, you want to get vision first, then get the typhoon. Because as you can see, This is the intel that Kantbei has. But this is what he sees now. But he knows more than this. He knows this. It's not that much relevant, but maybe it could be, because maybe on this tile was Neotime, you know? Anyways, let's see what he does. Boom, bye-bye recon. So he's setting up the indirects on this area, which is really hard to dislodge because you are Drake. So you are, oh my god. Yeah, look at this, a mech here. I mean, this will be run over by a strong push, but the thing is that most of large units are quite injured by the typhoon. So I don't see how he will be able to wall break, and if you don't wall break this will hurt. Let's see. Retreats with the medium tank, kills the vision. So he retreats here. Smart, pretty smart. Oof, almost kills the transport copter. I mean, if you can attack it, why not? I mean, I couldn't attack it with this, because this leaves the copter super exposed, but if you can attack it with an infantry because you wanted the infantry on top of the mountain, why not? It's not like you're gonna give Drake char power, because he was on superpower. Okay. Gets vision, starts the cap. Yeah, if you see your opponent retreating on one area, and you know, I mean, this is contested. This is not overstation, so you can support this cap, support the wall of this cap with your indirects, and now you need at least 2 units to interrupt this, and this will be 2 units that will die, because if it interrupts with a copter will die. If it interrupts with a vehicle, the vehicle will die with these 2. So yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, kills the copter that attacks the transport copter, interrupts the cap. Yeah, he maybe went too hard here, because you were already pushing here and you knew he retreated here, so maybe going hard here was too deep, a little too deep maybe, but the Neo attack went into artillery range, and there is 3 copters prepared, so this Neo tank might die. Next turn. Oh, never mind, Lash resign. Anyways, this was a very interesting match, and this match was basically me wanting to show, as Kantbei suggests me, how it feels to play in fog and you think you are not ahead, or you are ahead. So the moment that Kantbei here got these 2 kills was the moment that Kantbei was feeling, oh my god, I'm losing what I'm doing. But after getting those kills, he was feeling, okay, I'm not winning, but I'm back on the game. And yeah, very interesting. Also, the turn 24 that I said, the turn 24 of I think you have to okay, here. So this is the units. Turn 24. Where did Lash go? So it killed this vision, and she retreated here. And seems like most of his army is here, but he has quite a lot of tanks also here, like 4 tanks, 1 rocket, 1 anti-air, and he also base skip, I imagine, for the last base skip, and he has funds. Maybe he was counting funds. Yeah, probably he was counting funds, and he will something big next turn. Or maybe not. Maybe, yeah. Last was saving for Neodime, but well, never mind. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time, guys. There are coming very big videos, so don't worry. I have still Gunpowder review. No, Gunpowder no. How do you I don't mecha in Spanish. It's like when you know the rope that fires, but it's still going. It didn't. It's not done yet. I think I will show an image what I mean with mecha. I have still mecha for a while. Anyways, guys, see you.